How's married life then, Susie?
It's good. Busy. Puppy now, so that's like my child. So that's keeping me busy.
How
But
old is
yeah,
the
it's
pup?
good.
How old is the pup?
He is 3 months on Saturday.
Ah, there's loads of energy in him then.
Yeah, and he's just every craziness you can consider, and that's him.
The joys of
I
a pup.
Yeah. So you stand in the bathroom having a shower, and all you can see is your jogging bottoms going from one side of the room to the other. That's my life now at the moment. So.
Well, at least you said shower. I thought you was going to say something else. So you got married at the start of the year.
Yep.
Now, 12 weeks before you got married, you come to me. You wanted a little bit of help. What did you say to me when you come to me? What was the help you really wanted? 12 weeks prior to your wedding.
I wanted to be as lean as I could be, and if at all possible, wanted to cut a bit of a six pack.
That's been a bit of an aim for a while, hasn't it? The six pack.
Yeah, the six pack has been probably an ongoing aim since I can probably remember, probably from since I was like 16 years old. But lots of things have got in the way along the lines. But this time, with your help, I knew that I could focus. And technically you only get married once, so I wanted to really do it for this one time in your life.
Yeah, I'll cut. As your husband might listen to this, I'll cut the technically bit out of the video for you.
Okay, yeah, take that bit.
So yeah, a six pack is quite an unusual thing that for someone to want before their wedding. A lot of women want to lose a little bit of weight, maybe look a little bit better in their dress, but you didn't really have a lot of weight to lose, did you?
No, I mean, I think I was 52 kilos, which for my height is straight in the middle of the normal range. So
that's what we all strive for, normal. Eh? So losing a couple of kilos and a six pack, and how about emotionally, just to feel really confident on your wedding day? Would that have helped you to feel better on the day, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through a long old battle with issues around food. It's taken me a long time to be able to admit that. Before I started working with yourself, I think we started working together probably, I think it was January 17 initially.
Yeah.
When I first come to your help, I was not in a good way. I was restricting all my calories. I'd lost a load of weight. I was really skinny. I had no muscle bulk at all. And all of a sudden I realized how stressful I was becoming about everything I ate. I couldn't eat anything that I wanted because all I had in my mind is that I had to be super, super skinny. And then over the course of working with you from that January, I think it was 17, to the end of the year, I managed to change my views on food and realize that food actually was more of a fuel as opposed to like my enemy, as that's how I saw it before. So over the course of that year, my goal was then to just try and have a healthier relationship with food. So I managed to gain that. I'm not going to lie, it's never been easy, and it probably will never ever be the easiest thing I have to deal with in my life. But then a new goal came into my head, thinking actually I'm now better placed to try and do something such as carve out an ab or two, and actually, because I now understand food and fuel and exercise a lot better than I did when we first started working together.
Yeah, because when we first started, I think it's fair to say that you was very much calories in versus calories out. You was doing what a lot of ladies do, which was, I mean, you run a lot.
There we go.
It's all right, I'll start that again. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's fair to say that when we first started, you was very much like a lot of ladies. You was looking at calories in versus calories out. I know you're a runner anyway, but you was doing endless amounts of cardio. And I think the very first thing we done, or the two things we done, was get you in the gym a little bit more and to get you eating good food. I remember the challenge very, very first of all of getting you to eat cakes and donuts, and such a far cry from all the rest of my clients where we're trying to get a little bit healthier. We was actually trying to get some really crap food inside you, to get a little bit of weight on you in the first place and help you perform better in the gym, but to get you over the fear of eating a donut. A donut wasn't going to make you balloon by half a stone, but in your head, you had this massive fear around donuts and cakes and biscuits to the point where you wouldn't eat them, or you wouldn't, you'd take them away from people so they didn't see you eat, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I used to hide them as well. Someone would offer me one at work, for example, and I didn't want to say no because I didn't want anyone to think anything different of me. So I'd take the cake. When they were gone, I used to put it in the bin. Not going to lie, because I thought if I ate that cake, that's 2 hours in the gym, or that's tonight. I better eat just salad and chicken. I genuinely thought that having that cake was almost like I committed some kind of cardinal sin, if you know what I mean. It was horrendous. And then I almost had a fear of it. It's like someone put a cake in front of me and I was like, what are you doing? I don't want it. And literally, I honestly just hid them. Yeah. Or I took them home and said, oh, I wasn't feeling very full about this. Do you want this tonight? It was one of those. Yeah. So it wasn't enjoying all those things that people tend to enjoy in moderation. I couldn't even enjoy it in moderation. It was scary to me.
It was, and it was a big struggle to firstly to get you to eat them foods, to even entertain eating them foods was a big struggle. But I think if we hadn't gone through that, because we worked for 3 or 4 months at the start of the year, if we hadn't gone through that and looked at your mind of changing your attitude towards the food, then when you started 12 weeks before your wedding, you come to me again and said you wanted a six-pack and you wanted to tone up, we would never have been able to get the results we got without doing that first 4 months, because you would have had the fear around the food. But it helps when you come back to me before your wedding, you were so focused and you picked the worst bloody time in the world to go through a health or weight loss program, because it was over Christmas. So we had, from memory, we had Christmas, we had like Boxing Day, we had family parties, we had New Year, then you had things like cake testing. Parties. Oh, it was ridiculous. You had like something every other day. But we still but we still managed to get you the results. And I remember quite distinctly, we sat down and you gave me every single date that you had something on, whether it be a meal out with friends, a Christmas Eve party, a New Year's party, and we put down every date. And then we said, okay, we're going to write them days off. You do whatever you want on them days, but the other days we're going to be very, very specific. And you had a different layout for every single day, didn't you? Whether it be training or nutrition, you had high carb days, low carb days, HIIT workouts, strength workouts, cardio workouts. I don't think you done 2 days the same, did you?
No, I don't think so. It was all, and that was good. I mean, it was good. I mean, I was slightly stressful on the days that I had to go out and eat out, because I was thinking, oh, I'm going to ruin my results. But actually, because I was so dedicated on the days I wasn't eating out, it all came. It was actually quite good. The undedicated days, so to speak, kept me in the right frame for the dedicated days. So I didn't go back to old Susie and think, oh God, I better not eat that today. I was actually more focused on, yes, I need to eat this today because this is going to give me the results, rather than before it was, if I don't eat that, I'm going to be skinny.
Yeah. That was always a little bit of a worry, because you had so many like luxury days, if you like, over the 12 weeks. I was a bit concerned about your mind, whether you would actually relax, whether you'd be a bit worried about what you're eating, but you seem to manage that really well. And I think you was very focused on the 12 weeks, which helped a lot. And like you say, breaking it up with these days, instead of just doing 12 weeks straight of a training plan, you had it broken up really well. And you being focused really helped you hit your targets. So hitting your targets, how did you feel come your wedding day?
Oh, I felt amazing. Like it started from I think the hen party. So the hen party was kind of late January. So and my sister surprised me with a spa day. So the old Susie would have been crapping her pants because she had to walk around a spa in front of all of her friends in a bikini. And I generally know I'm not overweight, and I don't probably look bad to other people. But to me, I've always been really insecure about walking around in a bikini, or what do people think of my stomach? Is it flabby? Is it this? Is it that? But on that day when I went out for the hen party, I didn't think that. I looked in the mirror for the first time probably in as long as I can remember, and thought, you know what? You're cutting some abs, girl. You're looking all right. And I felt really confident about walking around, to the point where I was thinking, why is those people not looking at me? They should be looking at me. I look good. And that's never happened. So then I got onto the wedding, and obviously before the wedding, I had 5 days by the pool, and trying to not be too naughty in the buffet, because we're getting married abroad. But again, I was sitting out in a bikini by the pool in front of some of the people I know, obviously a bunch of people I didn't know, but I was really confident about it. I walked around in a bikini top and some shorts most of the time, which, you know, roll back 12, 14 months, I wouldn't have done that. I would have put a t-shirt on and would have kind of covered myself up because I didn't want people to see it. But actually this time I was like, well, I've worked for this and I want people to see it. So
yeah,
completely different mindset. And then in wedding day, no problems at all. I thought I looked at, well, generally thought I looked $1 million, and for me to even admit that to myself is a massive thing. So
yeah, it is. I mean, we've all seen the pictures now, and you did, but for you to see it yourself was, you know, everyone else would have seen it and thought that, but for you to see it and feel it is amazing. Excuse me. And I remember when we first worked together, I always ask my clients to take pictures of themselves as progress pictures. That was quite hard for you to do in the beginning.
yeah.
But then towards the end, like getting near your wedding, I remember you like trying clothes on, going, look, I've got abs, and you take pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
Going, well, it may be the light a little bit, but I can definitely see the abs. And then as it went on, you're like, no, they're definitely there. It's not a trick of the light. They are definitely. And that was strange. You just randomly said, I wouldn't have to ask for the pictures. You just sent them through because you were so happy that you had them.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know if lots of women talk to you about changing rooms, but the lights in the changing room sometimes make you look horrendous.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh God, I don't want to try that one because look at the state of it, looking it back at me. But all of a sudden I wasn't seeing that when I was looking in those lights anymore. It was like, oh, when did that happen? And it just gives you that extra bit of reassurance that what you've done and the hard work you've put in actually is really paying off. And I know now that if I eat right and I exercise right, I can look like that, you know, within 12 weeks all the time if I want to.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that before. I just thought if you didn't eat and you ate lettuce and celery and whatever, then you'd be skinny and look like a supermodel. But that's not true at all. Quite the opposite, in fact. You get injured, you feel sluggish, you feel horrible. And now I have a completely different outlook on eating and exercise. So.
And another thing you can clarify for me here, which I wasn't going to mention, but you was lifting quite a few weights in the gym, and we got you to lift some heavy weights. Let's say the training was varied. So some days you'd lift light weights, some days you'd lift heavy.
Yeah.
When you started to lift some heavy weights, you hit a lot of PBs. You'd send me messages, another PB deadlift, PB bench press, all this kind of stuff. So you're lifting really heavy weights for you. Did you look big and bulky and like a man at any point?
No.
I just want to get rid of that because so many women think that's what's going to happen.
No, not at all. I mean, I had shape, but I still look like a woman. And my husband, my now husband, he doesn't like big and bulky women. He likes nice women with shape. And he even said to me that you've looked the best you've ever looked. And he said he liked me before. So for him to have said that, and he's not into muscles and six packs and all that kind of lumps and bumps, he's not into that. But he actually genuinely thought that I looked the best I'd ever had. So for all the women out there, if you want to go and lift weights, go do it, because actually it makes you feel $1 million, and you just get the shape that you want. You don't have to look like a bloke. It just gives you that nice shape tone that if you want it, you can go and get it. So
yeah, brilliant. Well, that's fantastic. I'm so glad that you've gone through so many different areas there with some eating disorders, the myths of lifting weights, and just your confidence, and the difference in you is huge. Since probably a few weeks before your wedding, I could definitely see the shift in confidence. You seem a lot happier. And now after the wedding, even though you're not on a training program, certainly not as strict as you was before the wedding, you've got the sense and you've got the education to know what's good and what isn't. You don't have to, like you said, you don't have to live off salads and fruit every day.
That's boring.
It is, yeah. And you can enjoy a much healthier eating relationship with your husband. You don't feel like you have to have different meals all the time and no restrictions, which is good.
Yeah, it's all good.